Welcome to West Nale Virus, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about our first round mock drafts. We set up mock draft each for just the first round of the NFL draft, and we're getting ready. NFL draft's coming up pretty soon, too. So everyone,
I'm stoked.
Yes, it is going to be so fun. And I am so excited to see all the defensive players, especially in this draft, because there's a lot. It's a very defense heavy draft. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of good receivers, too. So
That's true.
It's
what do you think
deep
is the strongest
class.
position, Josiah?
Honestly, position, it's either edge rusher or wide receiver to me.
I think edge. I'm going to have to go with edge rusher.
I'd say edge rusher is more top heavy.
Yeah.
I would say wide receiver top to bottom.
They're deep.
It's a really deep wide receiver class, but I could be wrong.
It's also very good for linebackers this year.
Yeah, there's a few really good linebackers. So I'm excited to see all these guys. Obviously get drafted, but even more so, just see them play in the league, man.
Rules for the draft, the first round, no trades.
Yeah, we're not doing any trades.
And we are not trying to predict. That is no fun. We leave that to Kuiper and McShay. They predict.
Right. Well, it's a little bit of, we're being realistic with what we think they should do. Whereas it's like, okay, we think you should pick it, but you never do. So we'll pick something that's more likely.
We split it down the middle, kind of.
Yeah. But it's mostly what we think should happen for the most part.
All right. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
I'm very interested to see who you said was going to be the first overall pick.
I'll start each pick. Okay. So first we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Originally, if you had asked me a month ago, who should they pick? I would have said O-line. Pick O-line.
I agree. I would have said the same thing too.
They probably should.
They probably should.
They probably should.
And they might. They have said they might. So,
but they just spent some money on a tackle. I don't know if he re-signed or if they signed him from someone else. I believe he re-signed.
They need to go out in free agency, trade, anything, get some more offensive linemen, and then
they need a lot of things.
Well, yes, they do.
But
at least they got a new coach. That's the biggest need.
True. That's true. They don't need any more young women around their coach.
Oh gosh.
So
20-year-olds.
Originally I would have gone offensive line, and I was thinking Evan Neal there, or maybe or Charles Cross, even maybe a center in Tyler Linderbaum. But there is a football player in here that I think could be very good, and he loves the game of football, and he's very good at what he does, and that is rushing the quarterback, and that would be Mr. Aiden Hutchinson. So with the number one overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, edge rusher. I really like the guy. We were supposed to keep this quick because we're going through 32 picks, but
right. Well, hey, listen, I'm going to say this too. I love Aiden Hutchinson. He's really quick off the edge. He's a great edge rusher. I mean, he's a powerful guy. But
I do think he's not as good as the other edge rushers that have gone in the first, top three picks in previous drafts. Like the Bosa brothers, Chase Young. I don't think he's on that level, but I do think he's very good, and he loves the game of football, and he's
a solid player. He's a scrapper.
Yes.
And but I did not go with Aiden Hutchinson as my first overall pick. I went with the biggest rising pick of the recent, I think we all know who I'm talking about already. Trayvon Walker, defensive end, Georgia. I had to.
You're a Georgia guy.
But also, it is somewhat realistic that they may do that. They have said they are looking at him for the first overall pick, and they have had interviews with him. So,
I think this first pick is very interesting because this is the first time in a few years where we have no idea.
Yeah, we really don't know. It really could be Evan Neal, or it could be Aiden Hutchinson, or it could be Kayvon Thibodeau, or it could be Trayvon Walker. We really don't know. It could be any of those guys. They could come out of left field and pick
Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, well, that would be a terrible decision. They should not draft a quarterback.
No.
But That being said, yeah, Trayvon Walker, Aiden Hutchinson. Those are our picks.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I made a joke, but I wouldn't be like if they go Kyle Hamilton here at safety, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, not at all. Not at all.
The number 2 pick, Detroit Lions, they also need a lot of things. I debated making this a lot of fun and going with a quarterback at number 2, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do that. But they just traded for Jared Goff. And I don't know if you get a better quarterback than Jared Goff right away.
It's hard to tell, but yeah.
I do think in 3 years, 4 or down the road, 5 years, one of these quarterbacks will be a starter for sure. But I'm not.
I think that's fair.
With the number 2 pick, I'm not going there.
No.
I may have reached though on the number 2 pick. This is my favorite corner in the draft. I'm going corner, and I'm going Ahmad Gardner, Sauce Gardner.
All right. Wow.
I really like him out of Cincinnati.
Sauce Gardner. He's a good player, but I do not have him going second overall. Second overall, I have your first overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson, staying in Michigan. You got to get those local boys on your NFL teams, guys. Come on, please.
It's fun when that happens.
It is. And also he's a good player, and I think it's a good pick. So
we forgot to mention, you can find us on YouTube. Here's the quick plug. Go on YouTube, Nale virus, Nale. If you're on Spotify, and iTunes, go there. If you're on YouTube, we are on Spotify and iTunes. Go ahead, leave a nice review for us there.
Yeah. And, we're also on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram
at West Nale virus. Nale. All right. Pick number 3 to, in my opinion, the worst team in the NFL. I honestly don't know how.
No, genuinely, they are worse than the Lions, and they are just terrible, especially now they don't have Deshaun Watson even on their team.
Yeah, the Houston Texans. On my draft board, there's a clear favorite here. You can't, and especially at number 3, if you miss this pick, Houston, everyone should be fired. Fire everyone. The owner should get rid of everyone. The owner should just sell the team. Just sell it if you miss this pick. I'm going Kayvon Thibodeau. Great player. Well, he was injured. But
me too. Also picking Kayvon Thibodeau. So
I think the Houston Texans in this pick, because a lot of mocks have Aidan Hutchinson, Kayvon Thibodeau going 1-2. I don't think they go 1-2, and I think one of them falls to Houston, and they should grab them.
Yeah, I agree.
Pick number 4.
Yeah.
New York Jets. Sorry, Josiah, do you have anything to say about Thibodeau?
Nope. All good.
Pick number 4 to New York Jets. The New York Jets are pretty bad. Their needs, they could use a wide receiver. They could use anywhere on defense. Probably an O lineman. I went with cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. I think he's the biggest playmaker there. You could line him up against anybody. If you need him at safety, you could go play safety. But we'll get to their next. They also have a pick number 10 as well. So 2 picks in the top 10. But number 4, I'm going with Derek Stingley Jr.
Number 4, I went with safety Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame. So
that was the other one I was debating.
Yes, it's a good pick, and they need safety. They need defensive backs of all kinds. So there you go.
Right.
Pick number 5,
New York Giants. New York Giants need someone to protect Saquon because he's always injured. And he needs running room. He's their best player. And Daniel Jones has potential.
He's their only player.
Yeah. I think Daniel Jones could be good if he had time. So I'm going to give them tackle Evan Neal out of Alabama.
All right. Well, I, interestingly enough, did not give them Evan Neal. I gave them tackle Charles Cross out of Mississippi State. So there you go. I think
you can't go wrong.
Top offensive lineman taken. No, you really can't.
The tackles I think those are in this class. Good. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's what I was going to say the exact same thing. The tackles in this class are really good. There's also, there's a good center. There's a couple of good guards, but the best position on offensive line, tackles for sure.
Pick 6, the Carolina Panthers. They have Sam Darnold at quarterback. A lot of people think they need a quarterback. I don't think they do. I would like to give Sam Darnold another year because he has no O-line. No O-line.
Right.
So I'm giving them tackle Charles Cross.
I'm giving them tackle Evan Neal.
Perfect. We just flip-flopped there.
Yep.
Snap.
All right. Any idea what's 3 vasectomy. The toll 3 vasectomies has on a person.
Oh, man, that's a good show. Pick number 7, New York Giants. They have pick number 5 and pick number 7. They got this pick from the Chicago Bears. I'm going with your number 1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker.
All right. I do think he will be taken. I know I am being a little optimistic in terms of him being taken number 1. But
he's very good, though.
He's very good, and I do think he'll go top 10 just because of all the hype that's been surrounding him recently, where all these the top 4 teams have all seriously been like interviewing him and stuff. So I do think that's a very possible pick. But for me, I went with the cornerback that I think is the best in this draft. Trent McDuffie, Washington.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be fun watching where the corners go.
I agree.
Because there's a lot of opinions flying around, not just between you and I on who the best corner is.
Right. Well, yeah.
Over.
Right. I think the top 3 in general are Trent McDuffie, Ahmad Gardner, and Derek Stingley Jr.
Yes.
But the big debate is which one of them is the best.
Right. And
you won't. Everyone's got a different opinion.
No, and we won't know until they're in the league for 3 years at least.
Yeah.
Well, we might be able to tell based off their work ethic. But anyways, that's besides the point. Pick number 8 to your hometown team, Josiah.
Atlanta Falcons. Let's go Dirty Birds.
They need a lot.
Yeah.
They need a lot.
They're bad.
They got rid of Matt Ryan.
Oh, boy.
So they could use a QB here.
And then missed out on Deshaun Watson.
Yes. They could use, I would argue, their entire O-line, anyone on the O-line. And then
literally anything at this point.
Going defense, you can't go wrong here either. I went with arguably one of the best offensive linemen in this draft, Tyler Linderbaum, to the Atlanta Falcons.
That would be a really good pick for them. And I would not be disappointed to see them pick him. But instead, I picked the next best cornerback in the draft, Sauce Gardner.
Oh, no, that is the best. That is the best corner. So that's a really good pick. That's a really good pick.
Yes. If they can get Ahmad Gardner, I don't think they should pass on him. They do need offensive linemen really bad, but everything on defense is a need, and having a good cornerback would be huge for the Falcons. So,
you really can't go wrong with any player in the first round unless you're drafting a running back, in my opinion.
That's rough.
And
some people, I wouldn't say draft a tight end in the first, unless they're like really good. Yeah. Like Kyle Pitts. Okay, fine.
Right.
Gronk. Okay, fine. Those are the only 2. I don't even think Kelsey coming out of college was like.
I don't think he was. I don't know.
Good enough to say.
I wasn't covering sports back then.
I wasn't either. So,
but anyways. I would even argue I wouldn't in this year's draft, I wouldn't go wide receiver first round unless you are like bone dry in the locker room when it comes to wide receivers. But there's some really good wide receivers that you could get in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th round.
Yeah, there are. Drafting wide receiver in the first round, I do think isn't very smart. I have a few going, spoiler alert, but
me too.
But I don't think it's necessarily the best idea. Mm-hmm. That being said, pick number 9, Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
Pick acquired from the Denver Broncos. Who do you have?
Okay, well, they traded away Russell Wilson, and now their quarterback is Drew Lock. And I could understand them going with Drew Lock for a year, but I don't think that they take that risk, and I don't think they want to miss on their guy. So I think they take a quarterback here, pick number 9.
I think realistically, I think you're right. I think that's what they will do. That's not what I have them doing, but I do think that's what they will do.
This is one of the picks where I'm like, if I'm the Seattle Seahawks, I wouldn't do that. I would take a tackle here, or maybe a corner, depending on who's there. They need defensive linemen, but I don't think the defensive linemen that are left deserve to go at pick number 9. I would wait. So I went with my number 1 quarterback in this draft, and that is Desmond Ridder.
Desmond Ridder. Cincinnati.
He's a winner.
Yes, he is. He's a good quarterback. I don't think he's the best quarterback in this draft, but prove me wrong. At number 9, I have the third corner in a row going.
Oh,
Derek
wow.
Stingley Jr., LSU.
I think that's a good pick. That's a really good pick.
They need it. Why not? Playmaker.
Pick number 10, the New York Jets. They traded this pick with the Seattle Seahawks. And with pick number 4, I had them taking Derek Stingley Jr. With pick number 10, I having them take Kyle Hamilton. So Derek Stingley Jr. and Kyle Hamilton in the first round. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I made a big mistake. Like, I don't think Kyle Hamilton lasts to pick number 10.
Probably not.
I mean, it's possible.
It's possible, but probably not. That being said, if they're able to get Derek Stingley Jr. and Kyle Hamilton, dude, you should get the hugest upgrade in your secondary.
Yeah.
That would be amazing for them.
Yeah, I was kind of looking at this like, oh crap, Kyle Hamilton's on the board. I don't know how I skipped over him anywhere else, but hey, Jets are taking him. Boom.
I have
just went way up.
I have a different defensive player going. It's not a defensive back. I've got Devin Lloyd, linebacker from Utah. They need linebackers. They need defensive players all across the board. I had all the best corners taken, in my opinion. So I took the guy who I thought's probably the best linebacker in the draft, Devin Lloyd. I
had them looking at tackles here or offensive line. Maybe not necessarily tackle, but offensive line here, because they could use offensive line. Zach Wilson was scrambling around for his life last year, but I didn't. With Kyle Hamilton on the board, you got to take Kyle Hamilton. And
yeah,
but with pick number 11, the Washington Redskins or Washington football team, I don't know what they are now. I don't really care, but they're Redskins or football team.
Commies.
Yes.
The Washington Commies.
They are taking, they could use a quarterback, offensive line. They got rid of their guard, Scherf, to the Jaguars, which, he was really good. All pro. They could use some, I would say maybe linebacker or so, maybe DBs. But I have
Who do you have them taken?
Tackle Ikem Ekwonu.
Ikem Ekwonu.
Yes, that's it.
I don't know. But he's a good player, and I somehow still have him on my board. I don't know that he'll last this long, but there's a lot of guys that are really good in this draft. It's hard to say. But for me, I haven't taken a quarterback. First quarterback. Malik Willis.
Okay, first your favorite quarterback.
That's my favorite quarterback right there.
He is good.
Pick number 12.
Minnesota Vikings. I originally thought edge rusher, but then Trent McDuffie was still on the board. I think they go corner Trent McDuffie.
I'm picking edge rusher, George Karlaftis.
Okay.
Done.
Pick 13, the second pick for the Houston Texans, traded with Cleveland. This is who they're getting from that Deshaun Watson trade. I have them taking tackle Bernard Raymond out of Central Michigan to protect the quarterback who is benefiting from the Tyrod Taylor curse, Davis Mills.
Yes. Well, I had a similar thought, but I still had Ikem Ekwonu on the board, so that's who I picked.
That is a good one.
Yep. If they can get Ikem Ekwonu and Kayvon Thibodeau, that would be amazing.
Yeah. I think they get two really good picks.
I agree. I do think they get two good players. Let's just hope they can develop them correctly.
Yes. Pick 14, Baltimore Ravens. I have them taking George Karlaftis here, edge rusher out of Purdue.
Baltimore Ravens take Devontae Wyatt, defensive lineman out of Georgia.
Good pick.
Yep. They need defensive line, and I think he is overall a better defensive lineman than Jordan Davis. I love Jordan Davis, but I think overall, in terms of an NFL defensive lineman, he is the better lineman. He's smaller, but he's really powerful, and he has more stamina. So.
Yeah. I worry about Jordan Davis.
Yeah, he's got his niche, and I think he'll be very good at his niche. But
there's guys like him. There's guys like him that thrive doing what he does.
Absolutely. And if he can work on his fitness and he can get, out of that rut where he faced, in the SEC championship and in the national championship, the Alabama would all they would do is they get out there. As soon as Jordan Davis got on the field, they run hurry up, because if they ran hurry up, Jordan Davis got tired.
Right.
And then our most effective player on the field was now no longer effective at all.
Right.
So yeah. But if he can work that out, he'll be really good.
Nobody picked Jordan Davis right now, but we just talked about Jordan Davis. But your pick was Devontae Wyatt.
Yes, Devontae Wyatt. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know how I got on Jordan Davis. Well,
it's okay. Well, when Jordan Davis goes, we don't have to say anything now.
Yep.
Pick 15. Philadelphia Eagles get this pick in a trade from the Miami Dolphins. I have them taking linebacker, the best linebacker in this draft, Devin Lloyd out of Utah.
There you go. Well, I have them picking a linebacker, but Devin Lloyd's already gone. So another Georgia player off the board, Nakobe Dean. He's a very good linebacker. Yeah, he's very smart. So, yeah, that's a good pick.
It's very close. 1-2. It's like 1A, 1B. Devin Lloyd and Nakobe Dean.
They're both very good.
Pick 16, New Orleans Saints.
Saints from the Eagles, from the Colts.
Yes. Take wide receiver, first wide receiver off the board. My favorite wide receiver, Jameson Williams from out of whatever you want to say.
Out of Alabama.
From out of Alabama.
Well, I have them here instead of Jameson Williams. I do have them taking a receiver, but I have them taking Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson out of Ohio State. I think he's probably the best overall receiver in the draft. Okay. And out of him, Drake London, and Jameson Williams, he's the only one that didn't end his last season with an injury. So.
Right. That's true. It's funny. We talk about our ones out of the position groups, and they're all different.
Yeah.
So it just tells you how tough this is going to be for teams in their decision rooms just to agree on who to take.
Absolutely.
Pick 17, the Chargers. They're also going to take a wide receiver, back-to-back wide receivers. I'm taking Garrett Wilson for the Chargers.
I don't think a wide receiver is a bad pick for them here, but I do think they will take Jordan Davis here. I think they're going to take Jordan Davis, and I don't think it's a bad idea. So that's what I'm giving them. Jordan Davis, pick 17.
Pick 18, Philadelphia Eagles from the New Orleans Saints. They're going to take a corner here. Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson.
No way. Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson.
Nice.
Let's go.
High five. Beautiful. All right. Pick 19. We don't need to say anything about that. Nope. Pick 19 from the Philadelphia Eagles to the New Orleans Saints.
Again.
They're going with a quarterback here. We're making this fun.
Oh.
Quarterback. My number 2 quarterback, Malik Willis.
All right. Well, that would be interesting. I don't think they will do that, and I don't think they should do that. I think they should stick with blind man, but
I think so. You're saying think they should stick with the blind man?
Yes. Okay. Yes, I do. I think they should stick with the blind man. I don't think he's that bad of a quarterback anymore now that he's no longer blind. I think they should stick with him. So if they're going to stick with him, they need to protect him. So they need to take Bernard Raymond, Central Michigan.
There you go.
Tackle.
Pick 20, Pittsburgh Steelers. I like that pick, by the way. If they're going to stick with him, then you have to get.
You got to upgrade your offensive line.
Yeah. And I just totally effed up. I went wide receiver and quarterback, but I'm kind of going Saints rebuild. Like, let's go. We're going to take. So maybe they switch that. My pick.
It wouldn't surprise me, but
maybe they take QB first, which they probably should do, and then take wide receiver that's available.
Yeah, if they're gonna take a QB and a receiver, they probably should take QB first. But
yeah. Okay, pick 20, Pittsburgh Steelers. They need, according to some people, a QB. I don't think so. I think Mitch Trubisky will be okay.
I agree.
and Mason Rudolph, he'll be serviceable.
Don't like Mason Rudolph, but
well, whoever it is, they need to protect them.
I like Trubisky
and Najee. Yeah. Yes. I'm having them take tackle Trevor Penning.
I have the same exact pick. He's a good run blocker. They love the run. Yeah, no, that's absolutely.
I also have insider news about Trevor Penning, which should I share this right now? I wonder if I could get big trouble. But
don't do it if you can get in trouble for it.
No, dude, I'm doing it. We don't have that many followers.
Okay, yeah, that's true. No one's going to see this anyway. Let's do it.
Trevor Penning is signing with Crocs, and he's going to come out in some cool Crocs, I hear.
Oh,
some like on the athletic wear Crocs. Crocs is trying to get into the athletic wear stuff. And
interesting. And at the draft, he's going to come out in
Trevor
Crocs.
Penning.
All right, let's go.
So that should be fun.
Pick 21. New England Patriots, the ex-champs. Who do you think they're taking here? They need
champs.
Well, I mean, they used to win every year. That's what I mean by that.
but they're not ex-champs.
Well, no. The ex Tom Brady people.
Yeah.
I
have them going linebacker Nakobe Dean.
If he's still on the board, I absolutely think that's a great idea, and I think that's what they'll do. He's not on the board for me. I'm taking Jermaine Johnson, edge rusher, Florida State.
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine Johnson the second. Sorry.
They did trade. I forget. I think they traded the Browns. They traded Chase Winovich away for an edge rusher, right?
Yeah.
Out of Alabama.
Yes.
Don't remember the name.
Traded.
I really like him though.
Chase Winovich for Mac Wilson.
That's it.
Mac Wilson, Alabama.
Okay.
Good player.
So now you have Mac Wilson and your edge rusher, Jermaine Johnson. That's good. That's scary. And I have them taking Nakobe Dean. Pick 22. The Raiders, my Raiders, they're mine. They traded
he owns
this first round draft pick to the Green Bay Packers. So we got Devontae Adams. I'm totally fine with that because our history with first round draft picks, the guy that they drafted probably would have went to jail. So we're saving a guy. This is great.
So let's just hope Devontae Adams doesn't go to jail.
No, he won't. He won't.
I don't think he will either, but
the Green Bay Packers just signed Sammy Watkins. So they have one, but I'm going to get them another one right here. And I'm going to go Drake London out of USC.
I have the exact same pick.
No
Drake
way.
London, USC, wide receiver.
High five.
Let's go.
Nice.
We were synced up on that pick. Let's go. I think it's the best pick here for them. I mean, I don't necessarily think it's the best pick, but I know they're going to pick a receiver.
If they don't, they hate Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, Aaron Rodgers is a diva, if we're being honest. And the guy is not going to be happy if they don't pick a receiver. I mean, they screwed him over with the Devontae Adams trade.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, you're calling him a diva, but if you were in Aaron Rodgers' place, what would you be doing?
At this point, I'd be pretty mad.
Yes.
Last year is when I think he was being a diva. I don't know what he was so upset about last year. And then he came back this year. He couldn't have been that upset.
That's true.
But
now he's upset.
Now he should be upset. If he's not, he should be.
And I'm guessing this is the last year with Aaron Rodgers on the Green Bay Packers.
So
let's get some weapons for Jordan Love.
Of course, I thought it was last year, but.
All right. Pick 23, Arizona Cardinals. They had my bust of the first round last year. I did not like their pick. I think they make up for it this year with an interior defensive lineman, your boy, Devontae Wyatt.
Let's go. He's a great player. I have an interior offensive lineman, a player that I forgot existed, apparently, because he somehow fell all the way to pick 23.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Tyler Linderbaum, center out of Iowa. Don't know how the frick he fell this far. We actually filmed this same thing like about a month ago, and he was my number 1 overall pick, as crazy as that may sound. And now he's picked 23. So, wow. I don't know what happened there.
What did he do to deserve that, Josiah?
I guess he just blended in with the page.
Yep.
I think I might have forgot he was on the board.
That's pretty good. Well, pick 24, Dallas Cowboys. I have them taking the guy we already talked about, Jordan Davis.
It's a good pick. I have them picking the last defensive lineman I think is serviceable in this draft. Travis Jones out of Connecticut.
Okay. Interesting. At least to go in the first round.
Yeah, it is interesting that I didn't not that many people think that he will go in the first round, but I think they need a defensive lineman, and I don't think they'll miss the chance at him. Honestly, if I were the Cowboys here, I would trade back. I would trade back, try and get maybe a pick next year, plus this, plus another pick in this first round. Try and pick someone, maybe pick this same guy a little later, but we're not doing trades. So Travis Jones it is.
Yep. Honestly, I think there could be a ton of trades.
There could be. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right. Pick 25, Buffalo Bills. I'm going to get Josh Allen some help here.
I agree.
Chris Olave, Ohio State.
Chris Olave, Ohio State.
Dude, Let's
go. Let's go.
Yes.
No one pay attention to what we're doing with the high five thing.
We did not talk about this before.
No, we did not. I'm a little surprised about all the receivers.
We recorded one of these a month ago, and then we didn't like it. And it was a little early, and now
it was a little
now's
early,
the time we're doing this. So it's good.
Let's hope it's good.
I think they could go back to Buffalo Bills. I think they could go defensive line here. But let's get Josh Allen some help. They could even go offensive line. If they like a guy, I think they could go offensive line here too.
Absolutely. It would be a good idea. But pick 26, Tennessee Titans.
David Ajabo, edge rusher, Michigan.
I don't have David Ajabo going here. But I have Zion Johnson, guard out of Boston College. Yeah. I think they need offensive linemen.
Yeah, they do.
So that's
probably they might even need one more so than an edge rusher. I don't know. We'll see. But
who knows?
Last year we saw they need one. But
that's true. They do need it.
But I didn't think that there was an offensive lineman that was worth a pick. That there are offensive linemen worth a first round pick still on my board, but I don't think the Titans see it that way.
Okay. All right.
I think David Ajabo is a better pick. In there, possibly pick 27, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They go edge rusher Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State. Keep him in Florida.
All right. Well, I have a different edge rusher, David Ajabo, Michigan.
Go. I think they go edge.
Yeah.
They need more pressure on the quarterback.
I agree. Pick 28, the second Green Bay Packers pick. This time it's their actual pick, not a trade.
Mm-hmm. I think they get another weapon for Aaron Rodgers. Make him really happy. Give him zero excuses. We're going Treylon Burks, wide receiver out of Arkansas.
Wow. That is...
Could you imagine Drake London and Treylon Burks on the same team?
That would be pretty crazy. I don't have that happening. I have Kenyon Green, guard out of Texas A&M. I think they picked the best offensive lineman available here just to help out Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good idea too.
And hopefully guard Jordan Love or whoever they pick next year in the future.
The next year's QB class, I should say, is very good. So they may pick one.
Or it looks to be.
Yes. Pick 29, Kansas City Chiefs from the San Francisco 49ers. They're going to go cornerback, Jalen Petrie out of Baylor. Your boy, the Petrie dish.
Yes. That's the same pick I have.
Petrie dish. Baby.
I got Petrie dish. Woo! Out of Baylor. Jalen Petrie dish, cornerback out of Baylor. That's the next guy going. And then back-to-back picks for the Chiefs. Pick 30. I really wanted to pick two cornerbacks because I just thought it'd be really satisfying to me, but I didn't do that. Instead, I went with Jamison Williams, speedy receiver out of Alabama. Listen, they don't necessarily need a wide receiver, I don't think, but they have a penchant. I mean, it's a freaking pattern, dude. Every year they pick the fastest receiver they can find. And if Jameson Williams falls to pick 30, they're picking him no matter what. I don't see how they don't.
I don't have them going wide receiver here. I
don't think it's necessarily the best idea, but it's what they're doing.
Right. I think they wait and they go edge rusher Boye Mafe. Okay. Edge rusher, Minnesota.
All right. I think that's probably a better idea, but
they need help on the defensive end.
I would not be surprised to see them pick a receiver.
Pick 31, Cincinnati
Bengals.
Here, they got their guy in Jamar Chase in the first round last year. And now there's only one thing that they really need to pick this entire draft. Just try to hit offensive linemen. Please. I would be fine with them taking all offensive linemen in this draft.
I agree. Honestly, if I were them here, I would trade back because none of the remaining offensive linemen are getting picked anytime soon.
Okay, but I have Zion Johnson, guard Boston College, on the board, so I have them taking him.
Yes, that's a good idea. But for me, he's off the board. I instead have them going just best available. I went with Khair Elam, cornerback out of Florida.
Okay.
But I do think any good, Jamari Sawyer, Denard, I think is his name. There's another guy who's pretty good. I can't remember the other guy's name, but I know Sawyer. He's out of Georgia. But there's a few good tackles or good enough tackles that I do think they should be targeting if nobody else falls to them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely a good pick here would be the offensive lineman, but I have them just going best available.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I think the best thing for the Bengals to do here would be trade back, collect more draft picks, and then continue to pick offensive linemen.
Pick every offensive lineman that's left.
Yeah. Last pick of the first round is to the Detroit Lions from the Los Angeles Rams. And here is where they take their quarterback.
I have the same thing happening. Who do you have going?
I have Matt Corral.
I do not. I have Kenny Pickett, quarterback out of Pittsburgh. He had a big rise in his senior season. I think it's good enough.
On the ACC, it's a good pick. I didn't have Kenny Pickett going in the first round. I think Matt Corral is more pro ready than Kenny Pickett. And some people that I talk to say that I'm retarded, but hey, wouldn't be the first time.
Well, I mean, listen, Kenny Pickett's good. Matt Corral's good. I don't know which of them is better. And I don't know if either of them are ready for the NFL.
True.
But I thought I was feeling Kenny Pickett today between the two of them.
It changes day to day.
It does. It goes back and forth. You never know.
Yep.
Snip, snap, snip, snap.
There you go. It takes a toll. Well, we are going to upload our mock drafts onto social media, so make sure you follow us there. You can roast us. Don't worry. We have tough skin. Go for it.
I will cry myself to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I have tough skin. I'll speak for myself.
Yeah.
You could praise us. I have a huge head, so just inflate my head, please.
I won't believe it.
Yeah. So. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. We'll put our mock drafts up there, and you guys can check it out. Thanks for listening. Leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we'll read it. We will read it live.
Yeah, and if it's 1 star, we will read it, but not on the
not live.
Yeah. Once again, I will cry myself to sleep if you leave a 1-star review. So,
and I have to deal with it. So please don't. It would hurt all of us.
It would be bad.
Well, thanks for listening to West Nile Virus. We're going to be starting a new schedule. And I'm going to tell you right now, Josiah has Sundays by himself. I have Mondays by myself. Tuesday, Wednesdays, it's going to be the two of us together. Thursdays, Fridays, We don't have a show right now, but in the future we may. Saturday we will have a show, and then it repeats. And Saturday we will be together.
And tier list, we'll do tier lists every Wednesday. So we're doing tier list Wednesdays.
Yes.
Matching up the T with the W.
Yes.
Instead of tier list Tuesdays. Still don't understand why we did this, but I don't want to change it. So,
well, we can. We
could if we wanted, but I don't want to.
Okay. Well, then we won't. All right.
Tier list
Thanks
Wednesdays.
everybody for listening to West Nile Virus. We'll see you on the next one.